there's been a lot in the paper about how many people are still coming over in dinghies from France and all the rest of it. It's a huge issue. But I think there's something that people may not know that I want to flag up, which is about the level of support that asylum seekers get when they come into the UK. And if people want to go, it's on the government website, the government.uk website, and just look under asylum support. You can read it for yourself, but I will tell you what it says because I think people might be shocked. It says, housing. You'll be given somewhere to live if you need it, if you come in claiming asylum. Then it says cash support. You'll get £40.85 for each person in your household. This will help you pay for things like food, clothing and toiletries. Your allowance will be loaded onto a debit card each week. So you get somewhere to live, you get £40.85 per person every week. Right, I can just about manage with that. The next section says, if you've been refused asylum, it says you'll be given somewhere to live, £40.85 per person per week on a payment card for food, clothing and toiletries. You get exactly the same amount of money if you've been refused asylum as if you are applying for asylum. And then, of course, it says there's extra money you can have. If you're pregnant, you get an extra £3 a week. You've got a baby under 1 year old, you get £5 a week. A child aged 1 to 3, £3 a week. Then it says maternity payment. You can apply for a one-off £300 maternity payment if your baby is due in 8 weeks or less, or if your baby is under 6 weeks old. If you have been refused asylum, you can apply for a one-off £250 maternity payment, and you apply for the maternity grant in the same way whether you're still an asylum seeker or you've been refused asylum. Now, I find it absolutely extraordinary that people who have been refused asylum, they've been deemed a bogus asylum seeker, in effect, are still getting the same level of support as when they were applying for asylum. I'd always presumed, in my naivety, that once you've been refused asylum, the state said, well, we're not giving you anything
story, isn't it?
at all, but they're still getting that money. And I think many people probably don't know that and might be appalled by it. Are you appalled by that?
Well, I mean, it's news to me, and I can't understand why we haven't heard of this particular story prior to today, to be quite frank with you. I agree entirely with you. I think, you know, there's a humanistic element to this where if somebody has been, you know, accepted into this country, then we have a duty of care. There's no question about that, no question whatsoever. Although I do think that also extends to some of the veterans that we find, you know, homeless without any support whatsoever from the government. But the debate being that if somebody has been refused asylum here, then that is ridiculous, totally ridiculous. And whoever actually created that model...
But that's the issue, isn't it? You get it whether you're an asylum, deemed as an asylum or not. That is the issue, isn't it? You're getting exactly the same support there.